Absolutely. Here's a 10,000-character script for the Alpine A290, tailored to keep viewers hooked from start to finish. Some stories don't need to be told through words. Sometimes, they unfold in the delicate balance between weight and power, in the subtle dance between road and tire, in the way a car's silhouette slices through the air long before it's seen. This is where Alpine has always existed, in that rarefied air where the car ceases to be just machinery and becomes an extension of the driver. It was never going to be just another hatchback. The Alpine A290 doesn't simply arrive. It announces itself, with a flash of electric ambition and a whisper of heritage from deep within Alpine's storied archives. There's no excess weight dragging along unnecessary history, no contrived efforts to make it something it isn't. The A290 doesn't ask for attention, but the road gives it willingly. From the very first glance, there's a purity in its form, a sharpness to the stance, a purpose in the proportions. Short overhangs and a confident posture place every centimeter exactly where it needs to be, as if the road was designed around the car instead of the other way around. The signature Alpine X motif in the lighting, split across the front like a pair of focused eyes, recalls the rally legends that once tore through mountain passes under cover of night. Only here, those lights aren't merely functional. They're statements. Statements of intent, of history remembered but not repeated. The front end lowers into the tarmac like it was born to cut through wind, the wide track pushing the wheels out to the edges, maximizing stability, minimizing hesitation. Every surface tells the same story. The creases along the hood aren't decoration, they direct air exactly where it needs to go. The pronounced fenders aren't for show, they cover wide tires desperate to bite into the road with every ounce of grip. The roofline falls into the rear with calculated precision, where air splits and flows past a rear diffuser that doesn't just complete the design but completes the experience. The rear itself holds back nothing. The lights stretch across the width, a glowing signature in Alpine's evolving handwriting. This isn't a shape designed to blend in. It's a shape designed to remind everyone exactly where Alpine stands. And though the badge itself is small, it carries the weight of decades spent crafting cars that don't just move, but dance. But it's inside where the Alpine A290 stops being a car and starts being an invitation. Not an invitation to luxury, nor an invitation to excess, but an invitation to drive. To understand, to feel. This isn't a cabin flooded with unnecessary touchscreens and fleeting digital gimmicks. This is a cockpit, one designed around the driver and the experience. It begins with the seating position, low enough to feel the road without sacrificing visibility. The steering wheel itself, inspired directly by Alpine's racing DNA, isn't overburdened with buttons and distractions. Every inch of it feels deliberate, wrapped in materials chosen not for cost, but for connection. The seats hold you firmly, bolstered to keep you in place when the road begins to twist. Materials throughout combine modern sustainability with Alpine's obsession with lightness, fabric, metal, and subtle nods to motorsport. Stitching all work together not to impress, but to function. There's a simplicity here, not born of cost-cutting, but of a relentless pursuit to strip away everything that gets between driver and road. The instrument cluster is entirely digital, but it doesn't feel like a distraction. It's a portal into what the car sees, hears, and feels, relaying only what matters. Speed, power delivery, battery performance, each piece of information is delivered with the clarity of a car that doesn't believe in wasting time. Beneath all this, a foundation not built in compromise, but in conviction. The Alpine A290 isn't powered by convention, but by electricity, pure, immediate, unfiltered. Alpine's engineers didn't approach this with hesitation, treating electricity as a necessary evil. They embraced it, sculpting the A290's entire personality around the instant torque, the perfect weight distribution, the lowered center of gravity only an EV can provide. The motors themselves, calibrated not for straight-line bragging rights, but for responsiveness and precision, respond to every input with urgency. Power delivery isn't just strong, it's predictable, flowing seamlessly to the driven wheels, making every millimeter of throttle travel a conversation, not a command. Even the regenerative braking has been tuned not for efficiency alone, but to become a tool in the driver's arsenal, blending into the natural rhythm of performance driving. The chassis, built around a bespoke EV platform, sheds excess weight wherever possible. Batteries are placed low, their mass used to enhance balance rather than hinder agility. Suspension geometry, steering calibration, and even the way the tires interface with the road, all tailored to preserve Alpine's signature balance between playful agility and unshakable composure. Even the sound, or lack thereof, wasn't left to chance. There's no artificial noise piped into the cabin, only the subtle hum of motors and the constant dialogue between tire and tarmac. Range. It's not the headline. It's not supposed to be. Because the A290 isn't here to compete in a range war. It's here to make every kilometer count, turning even the shortest trip into an experience worth remembering. That's not to say it's impractical. There's space, there's connectivity, there's all the modern conveniences expected from a daily companion. But the heart of the A290 doesn't beat for practicality. It beats for passion. Hidden within its compact frame are secrets only discovered through time. A chassis eager to rotate with a flick of the wrist. A torque map that rewards precision over aggression. A stability system that fades into the background until the absolute last moment, preserving freedom while ensuring safety. Even the aerodynamics, so carefully honed, reveal themselves not in flashy wings but in the way the car stays planted, even when the road conspires against it. Pricing, though always a conversation, becomes secondary when the car itself speaks so loudly. Alpine doesn't chase luxury brands or entry-level pricing. It carves its own space, for those who understand that driving isn't about the destination, but about every inch of the road in between. And while the A290's price reflects its technology and craftsmanship, it also reflects something more intangible, a value placed on experience itself. In a world racing towards autonomous pods and sanitized mobility, the Alpine A290 stands as a defiant celebration of driving. It remembers what the open road feels like, what weight transfer feels like, what it means to lean into a corner, not because you have to, but because you want to. It remembers, and it refuses to forget. The Alpine A290 isn't for everyone. It's for those who still believe a car can be more than transportation. That electricity doesn't have to mean silence. That technology doesn't have to mean isolation. It's for those who believe driving is still worth fighting for. And for those who understand, the A290 doesn't need to say a word. The road does all the talking. Let me know if you want me to tweak this for a more aggressive or luxurious tone.